Hello, everyone. Economic Ninja here. We just received word that Warren Buffett has just sent a massive warning to all Americans. But the truth is, he is not coming right out and saying it because it would cause his holdings to crash. We are using his actions, which are speaking way louder than words. We've been talking for the last year and a half, and I remember getting a lot of flack for this. As when Warren Buffett started to trim his holdings, I said that you are going to see him sell more and more and more. This is his MO because he's a very intelligent investor, and that we should be doing what the wealthy people are doing, the large hedge funds, the billionaires, the CEOs and owners of large corporations, and that is selling the stocks. But they do it in a way that retail investors don't understand because they have to sell slowly into strength. See, this is the greater fool theory playing out perfectly right in front of you. The greater fool being those sucking up shares near all-time highs. And Warren Buffett just came out and didn't say anything, but people are reading the filings. And again, you're only seeing what happened 3 months ago, back into the past because of quarterly filings. You look at right now, Apple shares for the last year, darn near all-time highs, right? Yet Warren Buffett is selling that stock and other stocks like Bank of America. Why? Because the stock market is cratering. And I know it sounds crazy because most people, all they care about is the numbers. They don't care about the fundamentals of the stock market. That's why during a blow off top, all of the fools rush in and then get completely crushed. And you need to think like an intelligent investor. So let's dive into this really quick. Also, just talked to Dylan. I set a 72-hour clock on the Mortgage Master and the bundle with the new Credit Score Pro. If you want to learn how to raise your credit score, even if it's a 600, 500, or even if it's a 720 and you want to get to 800, we're building that course right now. All of the videos have been sent to the editor. I think there's 5 of them live right now. We bundled it all together for over 80% off. It's good for 72 hours from here, okay? Warren Buffett, this is out of CNBC, Berkshire Hathaway sold nearly half of its stake in Apple. I want to remind you, this is coming off of the news that we just found out that he sold a big chunk of Bank of America stock. Remember, he is sitting on the largest cash hoard in history, in the entire history of Berkshire Hathaway, because this is the biggest opportunity. Everything is crashing all around us. Stop looking at prices, look at fundamentals. It says here, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway dumped nearly half of its gigantic Apple stake last quarter in a surprising move for the famously long-term focused investor. I want to correct the author right here. No, he is not long-term. He is a cycles investor, and cycles run between 7 and 10 years long. And so he likes to do the opposite of what all the retail people are doing, and that is make money. The Omaha-based conglomerate disclosed in its earnings filings that it's holding in the iPhone maker, which valued at $84.2 billion at the end of the second quarter, suggesting that the Oracle of Omaha offloaded a little bit more than 49% of the tech stake, even after selling, or the selling of Apple remains the largest stock by far for Berkshire. The Apple share sale comes amid a broader pattern of selling by Buffett in the second quarter as Berkshire unloaded more than $75 billion in equities in the period, raising the conglomerate's cash fortress to a record $277 billion. And I love the fact that the author used the word fortress. You know, there's a lot of talk about walls lately, right? Some people want them, some people don't. I want to know what you think. And we're going to talk about real walls. Type 1 if you want walls built up around our country. Type 2 if you think walls are horrible. Now, when we're talking about a physical barrier to keep attacks out, it's very important, right? For heaven's sakes, Nancy Pelosi has a wall built around her place in California. Why shouldn't we have one on our borders? Well, let's talk about finances. If you don't have a perfect fortress of cash going into a battle, and I'm not joking, what you're about to witness starting from this week, going into the election and then into January, you are going to see an absolute meltdown in the economy. And sure, you're going to have a little bit, a tiny little reprieve of high interest rates. They're going to dip a little bit, and a bunch of more fools are going to rush in. But I myself will be sitting back grinning because I know it's coming next. And that is a massive moonshoot in interest rates. And that is when I want to be buying things. When it's harder for people to borrow money because our entire nation, as a matter of fact, our entire world is built on debt. It's a satanic system. But hey, that's where we are, right? When you understand liquidity and costs when it comes to debt servicing, then you see the big picture and you go, I'm going to sit back, let all the craziness happen. I'm going to eat an ice cream cone, and then I'm going to sit back or I'm going to stand up and go crush it. And if you're not preparing now, getting your credit score set up right, building that file to its perfect size to where when you walk into a bank, they go, how much do you want and where do you want it? And you've got it all set up, you're going to absolutely dominate it. But most people are sitting caring about the fact that, oh my gosh, look, if I bought Apple stock back in May, it was $170 and now it's 219. Look at how amazing. I bought here and I still own. And guess what? They're going to hold it all the way down. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in our country, he doesn't give a rip if it could go higher. But retail investors, that's all they think about. And then they're left holding the bag. Warren Buffett is moving his money into cash and cash equivalents like treasuries, bonds, bringing in a little bit of a rate of return. And I can guarantee you he's keeping it. Well, I can't guarantee you, but I'd be shocked if he wasn't in 30 days, 3 months, and shorter duration treasuries and bonds. Because who in the heck would want to be holding that when everything's going to crap? You want to be able to move and be liquid. And anybody that knows anything knows that that's the name of the game. Look at what's going on in crypto right now. Massive sell-off. I just put in my buy orders for 3 position orders. And I sold everything, 3 weeks ago, all at awesome highs. I had friends call me and say, what do you think I should do with my XRP? I'm like, sell it, 60 cents, 61 cents. I wouldn't hold it, but that was my friends. That was back then. So now, where are we at now? And you're going to see the panic start to really evolve over the next few weeks because the media wants to bring in more and more attention to politics. But let's dive back into what Buffett did. Buffett had trimmed the Apple stake by 13% in the first quarter and hinted at the Berkshire annual meeting in May that it was for tax reasons. So you buy it low, you sell it high for tax reasons. That makes absolutely 0 sense. Maybe sitting on some kind of capital loss that's going to expire. Never heard of that. Buffett noted that selling a little Apple this year would benefit Berkshire shareholders in the long run if the tax on capital gains is raised down the road by U.S. government wanting to plug a climbing fiscal deficit. Now, what he's referring to back there about the tax thing is he is afraid that, well, Biden's out, but it's still the exact same sentiment. The Democrats want to jack up the capital gains tax for wealthy individuals and companies. This is scary, but that's how the Democrats work. And this is just the truth, type 5, if you know what I mean, because there are less wealthy people than poor people. So you go and tell the poor people, we're going to go tax the rich people. And then what happens is rich people just fire all the poor people. Now the poor people are even poorer. This is exactly what happened in 1910 when the Federal Reserve came to be. And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, income tax came out. It had never came out before. There was no such thing as income tax. Our country grew and grew and grew and turned into this industrial powerhouse with not one iota of income tax. But the government had a great plan. And they said, you know what? Let's tell them it's just for the rich. And then all they did is redefine what rich meant, just like Joseph Biden redefined what recession meant. So how do y'all feel? Yeah. Sucks. It says here, but the magnitude of this selling suggests it could be more than just tax saving move. Well, this here author that wrote this ain't that bright. I think there may be something more going on. I should write something. Yes, something more. I just don't think it's about taxes. Well, I think this author should watch The Economic Ninja. Just saying. Type 11 if you agree. And that's not a cocky statement, even though I can be cocky at times. Or is it confidence? You see, there are so many people that just want to tell you what's going on in the world. This just happened. Extra, extra. I got a hot tip. But very few people know how to decipher what's really happening in the mainstream media, the financial press, putting them together to give you the ultimate idea, that 10,000 foot aerial view of what should I be doing right now with my finances? It's a big deal. It says after declining the first quarter on concerns it was falling behind on artificial intelligence innovation, Apple shares took off in the second quarter, gaining 23% to a new record as it gave more detail to investors about its future in artificial intelligence. Again, it's not making them money. They're just pumping up investors to hold and buy more of their shares, probably starting Reddit online forums, so that then they can offload. People like Buffett can give you, here, take my stock. I don't want this crap. And then here's another great thing, a section they like to call Why the Selling? With a question mark. This is my Ron Burgundy moment. Why the selling? It won't be clear exactly why Buffett is selling down the holding Berkshire first bought more than 8 years ago. See, do you remember when I told you cycles are in the beginning of this video? I said, and you know, I don't read these stories until I read them to you. It's like the Economic Ninja story time, but for wealthy, fun, happy people that like to make lots of money and crush it. Don't even know I went into that little tirade, but that's what this is, the Economic Ninja story time. I don't read this crap before I read it to you. And I said it, Buffett is not long-term, he's a cycles investor, 7 to 10 years. And right here, the brilliant author, don't even know who it is. I'll get to the name, we'll figure it out. It says here that he bought this more than 8 years ago inside the cycle. Whether company reasons, market valuation, or because of portfolio management concerns, which Buffett typically doesn't want a single holding to grow too large. It's called diversification. I don't know who this author is, but I guarantee you he or she went to some really important Coolidge. Berkshire's Apple holdings was once so big that it took up half of its equity portfolio. Well, that's because it kept growing. He was selling off our stuff. Anyway, long story short, it happened. He fixed it. So you are seeing right now Warren Buffett warning Americans, and he's not doing it by telling you. He's just going, I'm out. I'm selling. I'm getting ready for some deals. And I hope you're getting ready for some deals, but you've got to be taking action. You've got to be studying. You've got to be getting out of debt. You've got to be fixing that credit score. And I'm not joking. If you got a 720, you should be trying to get it up to 800. And there's so many different ways to do it. It's crazy. So look, 72 hours left on the Mortgage Master course, which will show you how to save 10 times at minimum the cost of that course on your next purchase or refinance. And then we're also we're adding it as a bundle, the Credit Score Pro course. All the videos are off to the editor right now. We should have that thing done here pretty soon. And I'm not going to offer this deal again at this price bundled like that. I just like to bundle things differently. I want to be like the Milwaukee of financial education. You're like, I don't know which way to go. But I can guarantee this, as long as you're moving forward, you're doing something right now with your finances, you're going to absolutely crush it, all right? And if you're living like nobody today, guarantee you this, you're going to live like no one tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be bright because it's going to be dark. Understand that. You can't see light without the presence of total darkness. And the darker it gets, the brighter that light beaming through is. And that's you, and that's your finances, that's your goals, that's your dreams. And I want to see that bright light get brighter and brighter, seeing more opportunities come your way. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.